Yo, Salaam nerds! It's Neves, aka Watch with Neves, and I'm here with Jazz. What's up, Jazz?
Yo, I'm Jazz. I'm from Houston, Texas, and as a true Texan, I have sweet tea with me today. So, yes, shout out for sweet tea. We're not sponsored by this brand, by the way. I just truly enjoy sweet tea. So,
Sweet Tea, hook us up with a sponsorship. Let's go. All right, today we have a special guest on our show today. We have our first celebrity guest. Jazz, we've been here for 1 month, and we already got a celebrity guest. I don't know how we did it. This is somebody you might remember when, if you're a fan of the show La Reality. Let's say it's a small little show. You might have heard of it, called The Bachelor.
really small.
Really small. You know, it's not like it's the #1 reality show of all time or like pop culture phenomenon or anything. So we have the beautiful, the wholesome, the drama-free Kirpa. What's going on, Kirpa?
Thanks for having me on.
Oh my God, what are you talking about? Thanks for having a dream of mine.
Right?
Having you on,
Thank
man.
you for being here.
Not only for being like a celebrity guest, but like being my celebrity crush for the last like 3 years before. I remember when Colton's episode started.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this person? I was like, oh my God. So I was making like TikToks about her and like tagging her and stuff. And then like she went to Thailand, I think, right? Was it Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah. She went to Thailand and she got like really tan. And I was like, wait a second, that's a whole ass brown person.
Is that how you found out?
Listen, we brown people tan a certain way. It's amazing. Yeah. We get golden brown, like bronze tans that, like, you know, it's beautiful. It's amazing, right? And I was like, oh my God, look at this. She is one of us.
One of us.
Exactly.
I was like, because I was so surprised. And it wasn't the fact that she didn't look brown. It was just the fact that I never expected someone brown to get that far on The Bachelor, especially with no drama.
I was shocked too.
Yeah. She's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, literally, all the way to the end. I was like, do they know I'm still here?
That's so funny. I think like the thing that I remember most about you was you got the Band-Aid on your chin.
Yeah.
This is how they treat people of color on the show. She got like this huge accident. She had a Band-Aid on her chin. They never explained it. They're like, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, so we got to Thailand and the cameras weren't rolling, which is why they didn't catch it. But I fell. We were taking like group shots and like just solo shots by the water. And I slipped on a rock and I just ate shit, busted my chin. And they rushed me to some like janky like hospital that was like in a basement. And I was like, I'm going to die here. But I got the stitches, came back. So one of the producers had filmed some footage on her iPhone. So they did like a behind the scenes YouTube clip, but literally no explanation on the actual show. I just show up one day and they did me so dirty. I couldn't even have like a flesh colored Band-Aid. It was like, let's find the most obnoxious looking thing and as big as it can be and put it on.
That's so like, funny.
Excellent.
That's hilarious. They wouldn't even have Band-Aids for brown people. Like,
right?
What are they gonna do? That's so funny.
Okay. No. I have questions. Who's Colton?
Colton is the Bachelor that realized recently. Well, no, he's known, I'm sure, that he is gay. So he was the Bachelor. Maybe it was us that just really turned him off to women and the whole thing. I don't know, but. I'm really happy for him. He just got engaged, actually. Did you see that?
No way.
Hey, congrats.
I didn't know that. Congrats
he is thriving. He is living his best life.
Yo,
so it only took him dating 17 girls at once to realize that.
Oh, no, like 30. 30 of them. He was like, I can't handle you women.
If you got to go through 30 women to realize you're gay, there's still time for me. I
Neves, what's your number at?
So Kirpa, why don't you tell us what you've been up to after The Bachelor? What's been going on?
So right after The Bachelor, I jumped right back into regular life, like working. And just last year, I quit my job actually because I just didn't love. I know. I hated doing dental hygiene. So now I am renovating a teardrop trailer with my best friend, and we do cooking videos every week, and I'm just focusing on content creation, and we're gonna hit the road once the trailer's done and make YouTube videos. Oh yeah, so that's what's been
who am
up.
I following? I need to know who to follow right now.
You can follow
Just type in
me.
Kirpa.
Yeah, just type in Kirpa Sudick. The last name is
On
S1E13.
on YouTube? Or...
No, so YouTube, we haven't uploaded any videos yet. We'll start doing that as we travel. But we do have a Twitch, so if you are really bored and just want to watch us shoot the shit, we do that on Tuesday nights for an hour or two. And then we are actually, tomorrow, we're having our first super event. It's a new platform through Meta. And it's for streaming. Yeah. But it's more interactive. So like it could be like this where we're talking, and it's really cool. So tomorrow's our first episode on Super, and the link is in my Instagram bio. But we're doing that for a few weeks to see how it goes, because they're beta testing the platform. And then if it like does well, we'll keep partnering with them.
That sounds awesome.
The
I can't wait.
metaverse.
Yeah, the metaverse.
Listen, you got to get on that stuff early. That's how I made my TikToks, man. I got on TikTok early. I rode the wave, and like, you know, that's what happens. So
That was the way to do
metaverse
it.
is the way
Look
to go.
at you now, thriving.
I know. Listen, if you ever want to do some TikToks, let me know. I got you.
Absolutely,
That's
help me. Teach me how to TikTok. I'll do whatever.
Let's talk about Love is Blind, where tons of people are getting bad reps. And I thought it would be a great idea to have Kirpa on to talk about Love is Blind, because she's a big fan.
I can't avert my eyes. It's my pleasure.
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
So tell us who is your most favorite character on the show, and who is your least favorite contestant? Contestant, I should say contestant, not character.
So as a couple, the whole time I was rooting for Shane and Natalie until the end, when he got really weird at the wedding and looked like he was on way too much cocaine.
Yep. Yup.
Got like
Yes, his eyes. Like, what were those facial expressions? Like, that was a lot of drugs. He was on something.
Yeah, it's like he did this thing with his eyes, like
yeah.
like he was thinking about every blink. It wasn't natural.
Right? He's like, how do I move my face?
when he was like, if you're mad at me, that's kind of a dick thing to do, and his eyes were just bulging. And I was like, well, what is this guy saying? His eyes are saying one thing, but his mouth is saying something different.
Yes. And then, so least favorite, I think, is a tie between, obviously, I'm sure they did her dirty with editing, but Shayna and Shake. Is that his name? Yes. He was a dick.
Shake.
Yeah. So this is why I wanted Kirpa on the show, because I was like, who better to get an idea of what goes behind the scenes than someone who's actually been behind the scenes, right? And you're also your mom's Indian, right? So it's like a little bit of a culture same. So like how they treat people of color, I feel like you could relate a little bit, right? I feel like you have a little bit of experience. So I'm very curious to hear about how you think about some of the stuff that actually went down, whether it's the storyline or whether it's like what people think really happened. Because, you know, there are people who think that Dipti is America's sweetheart, but what did she know? What did she not know? It's the story that was made for her, right?
Yeah, there's so much that we didn't see, and the way they clip it together is the storyline they wanted to create. And I read something, if you notice, they have those obnoxious colored like cups and
Gold
wine
cup.
glasses. It's so you can't see through them to tell how far they've drank, so they can clip together things from at one point or maybe later, or different, like throughout the whole day they can clip together what they want. It's not necessarily all in one conversation. So that
makes a lot of sense. And like the Bachelor is known for this too, right? Because I hear on the podcast they call it Frankenbits, where they take like parts of people saying things and then edit them together. But here's the thing about Love is Blind. Half the time when someone is talking, they're showing the other person's reaction because they're not in the same place.
Right.
So they might not even be saying what that person is reacting to. It could be completely different because you never see them say it with their mouth. So
Yeah.
it's very, very interesting. And since you have the cups there, they could have been saying it to a completely different person, and they could
Exactly.
have edited it together.
Yep.
It's sketchy. It's
Yeah.
sketchy.
Very, very sus.
That's crazy. But you know what? No matter what they did or how they edited, there's no way anyone could make someone look as bad as Shake if it wasn't for him and his own demise. Like, that cannot be all fabricated. Like, you have to be.
No, he did that to himself. Like, there were clear things that he said that that just were not good. Like, you keep that to yourself and you don't voice that, because that, like, you're going on national television, or like Netflix is a huge platform. So many people are going to watch this, and yeah, not a good look for him.
Do they get paid a lot of money for these, or is it just him being him?
No. Like The Bachelor, I got paid nothing. So I highly doubt that they get paid anything. And if it is, it might be like a weekly stipend of like $1,000 a week. It's nothing. You're not getting a lot.
Definitely not worth
then. Yeah.
risking losing your job over, right? It's not. It's
Right.
nothing like that. There's no kind of payment.
Did he lose his job?
I mean, you have to take off from work. You got to take off a lot of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, they watched the show. Like, no, we don't want this guy working for us ever. You're fired.
Listen,
No.
there's a lot of drama coming out. Like, so this is what he did after they had the wedding episode. Jazz, you've seen the wedding episode, right?
I've seen him.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm fully caught up now.
So basically, what happened is after Dipti says no, instead of like running to her, checking up on her, this motherfucker, he's like,
Let's party.
He's like, it's a celebration. Like, you know that line in Dave Chappelle where he's like, Rick James goes, it's a celebration, bitches. Like, that's what he did. And it was so weird. And you can see like the priest was like really upset, and he was just like, why are y'all making a mockery of this? It's so weird to him.
Right?
It was so strange. And he's just like telling people like, oh, you know what? I was going to break it off if she didn't, which honestly probably would have been true. But like, why are you going around saying that to people? It's weird.
Don't say that.
Like, this was his one opportunity to save face, right? Like, he did all these bad things, but if he just handled this one thing and felt a little bad about it, or he ran after her to go check to see if she's okay, like, it would have turned things around. But this guy had no self-awareness. He wanted to be seen as a party guy, and this is what we got.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually gonna say a thing that most people are gonna disagree with. I think he was heartbroken at that moment.
You think so?
Oh no, he for sure.
I think so.
He for sure looked heartbroken, and I think he was so humiliated and didn't expect her to say that, like, to
Right.
call it off. I think he went in pretty confident and then was like, what the fuck just happened? And tried to play it off like, nah, I didn't give a fuck. But he actually gave too many fucks.
True. I think his ego was hurt, but you know what they could have done? And if I was a producer and I was super sneaky, I would have done that. I'll be like, Shake, you have to let her down easy. You can say no. But then at the last second, switch it up on them and have Dipti go first. Right? And that probably, even if he wanted to say no, even that might have messed with his head.
Oh, so he was crying that he was going to be humiliated when this airs. He was not crying that she broke it off with him. I got you. Okay, that's fair. I can see that now.
Yeah,
I can see
that.
That's sure, producers are like that. They are dirty dogs, so I could see that.
That's crazy.
So Shake was crying because his reputation was tanked and he knew it.
Because that's the only thing he seems to care about, right? And even right now, he's like on social media saying things like, I kept it real. Everyone else is fake. I kept it real. I was real the whole time. And now he's saying, oh, I'm playing a character. So which is it, Shake? Are you playing a character or are you keeping it real?
Yeah.
The real world.
Okay. Say he's playing a character, right? But people's feelings are real. Like, I'm sure, Kirpa, if you were on The Bachelor, your feelings were real, right? No matter how produced it is, no matter how like partially fake it is, there are feelings and moments in those shows that are real, right?
Right. I mean, he could have definitely played a character or played up parts of his personality, but done it in a way that didn't screw himself over. Because he just made himself look like a douchebag. So
100%. I'm not defending him or anything. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Horrible guy.
But like, it sucked because like, why did it have to be a brown guy, man? Like, come on,
right?
man. We have so little reputation. Brown men already get like a lot of crap, and like, you know, honestly, man, I kind of want to say that like, Shake isn't even a brown man. He's just a man who thinks he's a white person cosplaying as a brown man. That's what I want to say.
This is true. This is true. Yes, I don't even think he thinks he's brown.
Yeah, exactly. Like the culture, the values. There's nothing like fine. We have some toxic parts of our culture, but like you can also
Right.
embrace the good parts of our culture. And
Yeah.
no, he just wants to be as close to whiteness as he could.
Exactly.
I mean, he deserves every bit of hate he's getting.
Yes.
I hope he learns from this.
You know what's the sad part?
Right.
So producers have came out and said that he actually got a good edit. Could you believe that, Kirpa?
What?
That's shocking.
Yeah.
That-
I don't believe it.
That is
What?
wild.
Yep.
Oh no.
So someone said that he said that like, I don't even want to repeat it because I feel bad, but someone said that like, you know what? I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm gonna say he made comments about her loose skin. He made comments about her loose skin, and they were really, really bad. Like really bad. Like, and like I feel bad because Deepti is someone who is so open with her insecurities, and here is this douchebag literally throwing them at her face, right? And it's so bad. And they didn't even edit that. Like they didn't even keep that in the show. Even the producers were like, "Yo, we're assholes, but we're not that bad."
That big of
That's
assholes.
so
Yeah.
crazy.
I was really disappointed with most of the cast this season, though.
Yeah.
Like-
let's talk. Go ahead. Let's talk about who else.
I think I don't know. What's his name? Now I'm blanking. The one who dressed
Nick?
up in the costume with was it
Nick and
Danielle?
Danielle. Nick and
Yes,
Danielle.
Nick. I don't know. Something about him was just giving me bad vibes as well.
Okay. So here's the thing about. I almost want. I don't want to say it, but I almost want to say that I'm more worried about Nick than I am about Shake, because Shake is an asshole, but he's transparent about what an asshole he is. Everybody
Yes.
knows he's an asshole, right? You know what he's capable of. Nick is
Yes.
one of those people that like you don't know what he's capable of. The way he
He's a
snaps at
sneaky
her,
asshole.
yes,
Mhm.
he's like one of those nice guys that gets really upset and gets super toxic. Like I feel like I don't think as terrible as Shake is, I don't think Shake would ever hurt somebody like physically. Nick, yo, I've seen the intensity in his eye, and like if story came out, I would not be surprised. Like I would be like, yo, someone once said that it's not about how often someone gets mad, but like the intensity of how mad they get. Even if they rarely get mad, if they get mad at an intensity that scares you, it's not worth it.
Yeah. No,
Correct.
he was definitely just the way he talked to her, and then the way he gossiped at like the group outings and like wanted to stir up shit. I was like, dude, what guy does that? Like, why are you trying to? That's a bad look for you.
Yeah, that is weird.
Frat boy life.
Yeah, like what? And wasn't he like one of the older ones there? He was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
so mature. She's immature for me. She parties too much. I'm like, bro, look at yourself.
I love it when guys say girls are less mature than they are.
I know. It's ridiculous. No, honestly, I feel like that is a toxic couple. And the sad part is I loved them the most in the beginning. The first episode, when they ran
Yeah.
into each other, like, oh my God. I was like, yes, true love exists. And then like one episode later, I'm like, true love does not exist.
True love is a lie.
We're all just faking it. It's okay,
Yeah.
noobs.
I know. Oh man, so that's good. But I did like Jarrett and Ayana. I think they were really cute. I love their little
Mhm.
Thugs Don't Cry moment. They both did the same
Yes.
line.
They
Yes.
both said the
Reverse.
same thing.
I was like, okay, that seems like genuine. Like they really, really are in tune with one another. They
Yes.
actually have feelings for one another, and this could last past the
Yep.
show. So
I can see it lasting.
I can
Yeah.
see
I can
that.
see it
I
lasting
think
a
that was the
lifetime.
only couple though by the end of it where I was like, yeah, I think they're the only ones that are going to stay together.
Yeah, I agree. And even the stuff like people are like, oh, I think he parties too much. And honestly, that could have been producer stuff. Because if they were too perfect, there'd be no story. They had to add something, right? Kipper, what do you think?
Correct.
Exactly. They need drama, otherwise it's like no one's going to watch.
And you know why I knew that seemed a little fishy? Because they show him at a club with his friends, and if you look, it's like a tight shot. But if you look, there's nobody else in the club. It's just his 5 friends. They're all in the club hanging out. There's literally no one else in the club.
Exactly. And it was filmed during COVID. How is he going out partying?
True.
They did a really good job. My boyfriend and I were
Mm.
watching. They did such a good job to make sure that masks were not seen in a lot of shots. I think we like started to look for it, and I think we found like only 1 or 2 like restaurant servers passed by wearing a mask. but they did a good job. They didn't want like you to think it was filmed during COVID or whatever.
That's so funny that you and your boyfriend sit there and watch Mask on. Like,
I know, right? That's not what I was looking for during the show, but okay.
only Kirpa is out there counting masks while watching TV shows.
I know, I can't watch reality TV the same. I ruin it for him. He like loves watching like Catfish or The Challenge. I'm like, that's produced. That's probably not real.
Oh no!
Shut up and just let me enjoy this.
It's like dating a magician, and they know all the tricks.
Yeah.
Revealing all the secrets.
Oh man, that's funny. So the
Poor guy.
The other thing I liked about Jared, I know Jared actually got heat because when Shake was telling people that like Dipti reminded him of his aunt, you see Jared laughing, and I was like, that's not cool, man. You shouldn't be laughing at that. But Dipti went on a podcast, and she said right after that happened, he pulled her aside and told her, I don't think you should marry him. He doesn't speak highly of you. So that's why I think Jared's a good guy. That's an awesome thing to do.
Wow.
Jared isn't.
Who knows if that laugh was actually about that? Did it like was it cut and did you just see him? I can't remember exactly.
I can't remember either.
Laughing at fucking something else.
He could have been laughing at something else. Also, even if he was laughing, maybe it was a nervous laugh or like
exactly like how fucking awkward. Like what am I supposed to say to that? Like
like if someone said something really offensive to me, but it was so out of pocket that like I would probably laugh because like comparing the girl you just proposed to your aunt, I could see that being like, whoa, I never expected him to say that, and you're laughing out of how absurd it is, not at it actually being funny, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I want to defend my thug, Jared over here.
Yo, he's awesome. Like straight up, he's awesome.
Jared and Ayana, man,
I rooting for them.
We're rooting for y'all.
Rooting for them. They got to go all the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk
I want to see 3 kids, like I said.
Yeah. Who else do we have?
Mallory.
Okay. No, before we get to Mallory, I want to talk to you about these 2 couples because I feel like their storyline was very, very produced, and it's Kyle and Shayna. What do you think about that?
They just needed another like Messica situation from season 1. They wanted like the hot white blonde that went for the short dude and then was appalled at what she saw and had to make up some lame ass excuse about why she couldn't go on with the engagement. Like, I care too much about God. I'm like, I've seen so many that are like, I know that girl from my hometown or whatever, and she's not that religious. So
I love okay. I love the storyline of how God is cock blocking all these guys. Well, I don't know why the storyline is always so prominent in these shows.
I see it so much. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I don't know, but apparently there's rumors that Deepti is with Kyle, and Shake is calling Kyle a serial cheater right now, and this is like outside of the show. This is social media, so this is like the extra element of the show. Like the show keeps on going even when the show is gone.
Ooh, and I saw a TikTok or something. They were all in Vegas, maybe promoting the show, but like Deepti and Sal like took a photo together where their like faces are touching and they're really close. And I think the caption or something was like unshakable.
Yes.
But I know.
Everyone wants to know what Deepti's at. But I think that Vegas thing is a special episode. It's called Las Vegas Chapel. And I think it's like it's like an extra episode that they had, a bonus episode. So I don't know exactly what it is, but a bunch of them got to go. And they got to film a bunch of stuff, so we don't know what it is. But they are having a spin-off. There is a spin-off. They're taking people from The Circle, Too Hot to Handle, and this show, and they're going to take a few people. And I think Kyle, Shake, Shane, and that one girl who was like, I have 8,000 followers. That girl, Trisha, they're all going to be on it.
Interesting. Some type of weird, like, Love Island dating show thing where they're all just together and dating?
I think it's a competition/dating show. So they're going to do like adventures or competitions or something.
Let's be real. We're all going to fucking watch it.
Oh, yeah. The other thing was, so one thing is, why was Shake telling everybody else about Dipty's attractive physical appearance. And for me, I have a theory that it wasn't because he wasn't attracted to her. He wanted to know if other people were attracted to her. He wanted somebody to tell him, no, she's amazing, she's great. He wanted validation from other people. I think for him, something is only beautiful if other people think it's beautiful and other people want it, right? And now that Kyle is supposedly dating Deepti, he's like lost his nut, man. He's going crazy over it. And I think that's the kind of person he is. Like, oh, if somebody else wants the shiny toy, I'm going to realize that I want it. And she was probably the best thing that ever happened to him because she was so nice to him. She walked his dog.
Yeah.
She's out of his league. I don't know who he
100%.
is.
Yeah.
It's not even close, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I know. It's crazy. Let's see. Who did we not talk about? Did we talk about Natalie and Shane?
No, just very briefly how he looked like he was on coke at the wedding.
Just on coke. Oh my god, he looked like he was on coke.
No, he didn't look like how he was on like coke. He was on coke. Let's be honest.
No, allegedly. Yeah, don't try to get our podcast canceled. We've only been on for like a month. Allegedly.
Bruh, it's fine.
It's wild.
I feel like
I'm trying to hold it in, man, but
I felt like his, like, I don't know, love or like for her was genuine, though. I didn't get, like, he was super fucking weird with his facial expressions and some of the shit he said, but he seemed like a genuine person. Like, he might have said weird shit, but I felt like it was the truth.
I do think that. I do feel like it's the truth. And I don't know, Natalie seems like, I don't want to say anything bad about Natalie, but when they showed all those clips of her saying like things to him, and I was like, yo, Natalie is low-key kind of mean.
Yeah, she definitely has some like walls up and didn't communicate well with him, and he's looking for that like attention from his partner or like words of validation. They have majorly different love languages, and she was not speaking his, and I don't know if he was speaking hers, but yeah, I don't know what was going on.
He would literally go fishing for compliments, right? And he's like,
yeah.
And she would be like, no. She would give him the opposite, right? Which is like, I guess like she's joking around, but like I feel like deep down he was kind of like a little low-key hurt about it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that was part of like her front, and maybe she didn't want to like be super vulnerable because I mean, how many weeks was this filmed in? When they were on the beach or their honeymoon or whatever, after meeting, after being engaged, like they hadn't known each other that long. So I'm sure she was still, part of her was guarded, and she was like, I don't want to give him everything he's looking for. And she was probably still nervous. And the way editing, I'm sure she was nice to him, but they definitely played up every time she was like, ew, put your shirt back on or whatever she said.
Oh yeah, that was low-key kind of mean. And like,
yeah, I was like, oh god, no.
So they said like and I think that might be the last thing we talk about, so we're running low on time. What they talked about was that their relationship got like rocky because they had a fight after the bachelor party, where he is like a college baseball player, and he struck out all 3 times, didn't hit the ball once, and I guess he came back like super. It was like a dream. Like they actually got to go to Wrigley Field, and they got to hit baseballs in Wrigley Field. And being like a college player, that could have meant a lot to him. And like poor guy struck out 3 times, went home super mad, and she was probably like not super nice about it. And in her defense, she probably had no idea. And they had a huge blowout fight. And I think he said like, "You're the worst thing that ever happened to me," which like, bro, you're gonna get married the next day. Should that really be what you're saying?
Right.
And the fight ensued, and then they broke up, man, and that was the thing. And I don't know, it still feels a little sketchy to me because like Shane, after she broke up with him, he's like, no, I don't want to make it work. I don't know, I need time. Like it felt a little weird, unless they're trying to save it for the storyline and say they rekindled during the reunion, maybe, right? Maybe they're trying to save it for that.
Maybe. Did you see his post? His latest, I think it was his last Instagram post, like a super sappy, like, I still love you. And like at the very end of the caption, it's like, and to address the rumors, like Shayna and I have never like dated. We will never date. Nothing has ever happened to us and nothing, or between us, and nothing ever will. Like he made it very clear. So maybe, yes, something could still happen with Natalie, or keep that storyline open.
Yeah. Ooh, this is messy.
Yeah. It's messy.
Listen, I don't know if we ever figured out if love is blind, but I think we do know love is dumb. And
Preach.
and with that, that's the end of our episode, guys. Thank you everybody for joining us, and catch us for the Bachelor episode later today.